Let's Talk Football channel. Today we're doing a preview video for Barnsley versus Stoke, a game that takes place on Wednesday night. So if Ethan and Jack would like to go through the topics that we'll be going through for this preview show.
Yep. So we'll go through the stats of the games against Barnsley, and then we'll go through Stoke's last 5 games and Barnsley's last 5 games.
And then we'll be going through our preferred lineups, and also Benik Afobe spoke about how hard it is about coming back from his ACL injury. When he comes back from the loan, would you keep him or sell him?
Exactly.
Who knows?
Right, so that's all in this preview show anyway. So first, we're going to go through some of the last few times that we've played Barnsley. And I think it's fair to say it's been our record against Barnsley of recent has been fairly good, hasn't it, really?
Oh, yeah.
So comfortable wins in the last few games. If you look at it, really, they are in a lot better of a position, though, this season, to be fair, than when we've played them before. Yeah, I mean, for me, when I think of Barnsley, I always remember Michael O'Neill's first game in charge.
Oh, yeah.
That away victory. Was it 4-2?
4-2. See Lucas's goal? Halfway line.
Yeah. Brilliant finish, yeah. And we had, was it a 4-0 win at home as well?
Was it? Wow, okay.
Yeah, because we had, if you remember, it was one of the only times we got to see Tom Ince score.
That clown.
I wasn't sure if that was Luton or Barnsley.
Right, so... no, it was Barnsley, that was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Yeah, we were about 3-0 up at the time. And then he scored the last goal.
In the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, anyway, we'll move on, and we're now going to go through the last 5 games for both teams, both Barnsley and Stoke, obviously Barnsley being the home side in this fixture. So if we go on to that, if you actually look at the last 5 games, we'll start with Barnsley since they're the home team. If you look at the last 5 games, they've got a 2-2 draw at home against Cardiff, a 0-0.
Draw.
It is, to be fair, a 0-0 draw away against Nottingham Forest. Not a bad result either.
No.
A very impressive 2-0 win away against Barnsley.
Yeah.
Barnsley. There you go. They've played themselves here. A 2-0 win away against Brentford. And then obviously they had a 2-1 win at home against Blackburn. And they had a 1-0 win away against Bristol.
Wow, all right.
So,
yeah.
Very good set of results for the last 5 games there. So what do we think of that?
Yeah, Barnsley, wow. Very good results. Really tough game, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean...
Depending on how close they are in the table to us.
Yeah, I mean...
As well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. They're just below us, but they're right on the tail. And actually, if you look at the results that they're getting, they really have started to, this season, sort of really try and push on. With a good, very strong set of results there. I mean, all of them are positive, really. Them last 5, they didn't lose a single one of those.
No.
They picked up 1, 2, 3 wins and 2 draws.
Yeah, you can't complain
Something
about
like
that.
That is.
So, top-notch form there, really.
Yes.
And then if we move on to Stoke anyway, look at Stoke's last 5 very quickly. We can see that Stoke played Huddersfield away. That was the 30th of January. That was a 1-1 draw. Then they had a 0-0 draw with Reading at home. Then they went away
Let's just
to...
not look at the Norwich result.
Well, it's coming up now, so unfortunately, if you're a Stoke fan, just cover your ears maybe if you don't want to listen to it again. Don't remind yourself of it. Yeah, Stoke went away to Norwich to lose 4-1. Then,
let's be honest though, Norwich that day did have Buendia coming back as well.
Yeah.
Class. He's too good for the Championship. Too good. If you watch him,
yeah, he's
too
quality.
good.
Well, if you actually, I don't know.
That's why he's been linked with Arsenal.
I was literally about to say that about the link of Arsenal to say how good he is. Honestly, to be fair with you, I'd say if Norwich go up this season, which they probably are, they could well win the league potentially.
Yeah.
If Buendia goes up with them, stay at Norwich, mate. There's don't go to Arsenal. It'd probably be a downgrade. If you're in the same league as Arsenal, just stay at whatever club you're at. You know, you don't want to be playing under, for fans like DT. No offense.
AFTV as well. It was like Stoke in the Man City game.
Why?
Again.
What's the point? What's the point? What have we got to do with you? Honestly, just because you're that bad, you have to go and look at us. Right. Well, anyway, so then we were at home to Sheffield Wednesday. This one really sticks in my head because it was such a bad game, but we still managed to get a win out of it. And it also sticks into my head because obviously Stephen Fletcher, our beloved striker, who's brilliant for us, slotted it in against his ex-side and celebrated after as well, which I know hurt a lot of
this one,
I know it hurt a lot of Sheffield Wednesday fans. I watched a few watch-alongs from Sheffield Wednesday fan channels, and I kind of just say Sheffield Wednesday community, some brilliant channels out there. People should definitely go and check those out. There is some good content there, some really nice people. But yeah, I felt gutted for him because I know how much that hit him when he did celebrate. I don't think he should have done that personally, but I'm not going to complain. He put in a goal. He got us the win at the end of it.
And then on to the juicy result after this.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, do we need to tell the people this? If you did forget, although it should still be firmly in your head if you're a Stoke fan, Stoke at home against Nathan Jones, Luton, in other words, and it was a 3-0 victory. A game that just seemed to be only Stoke in the contest, really. Luton were nowhere near Stoke for the whole game. And apologies to Luton fans, but you know it's true as well. There was no competition in that match. We outclassed every single player of Luton's, I'd say.
Is it Nathan Jones who's after Tom Ince?
Tom Ince is at Luton.
Yeah. Why would you want... Actually, I guess he did see him score against Barnsley once.
I don't know who would want Tom Ince, to be honest with you. So I'm not even going to try and explain why you would think that's a good move as a club. For me, just looking at Luton, if I was a Luton fan, and I've watched a couple of Luton fan channel videos after that game, and fans are actually really starting to get worried for Luton that they could be in a spot of trouble just staying in this league. Again. With how they're playing. Yeah. Is that Nathan Jones magic rubbing off? And can I just say, Nathan Jones, I don't know, if there's any Luton fans that listen to this, please comment down below what your opinion on this is. But honestly, Nathan Jones called his team inept. I mean, should he, some of the stuff he said, no passion, no desire, not a very good level for this league, calling your players inept. Should you be saying that? Should you be saying that as manager?
I guess you could blame like 50-50 players and manager, but the manager decides the lineups. He decides what players. He decides
the tactics and all that. Yeah. How you go ahead for the game. Yeah. But
it's the manager's fault.
It's a two-sided argument, really. Yes, they did play poorly, and some of the mistakes were not the manager's fault.
Yeah, I mean,
like 2 of the goals, which were tap-ins, by the way. Yeah. So you shouldn't be getting tap-ins in this league.
I completely agree. But the only thing I will say to that is, it doesn't matter how badly your team plays. You cannot come out and sort of diss your players as much as he did. I mean, we've seen what negative effect that can have. I mean, can we remember that interview with Gary Rowett? He was going badly at Stoke. He came out and dissed. He started coming at fans for why they wanted to see Bojan. He even dissed Ryan Shawcross. He dissed a number of players in the side. And look what happened a few weeks after that. He got the sack because the fans could never go back on his side after going out at players that we liked. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's doing all right. They had a better season last season, more than this season, but they're still hovering around in the mid-table. But yeah, so they're sort of the last 5 games anyway. Briefly going through those. So now we move on to something quite interesting, which is our preferred lineup. So I'm going to let Ethan go first on this one. What would you like to see the lineup wise for Wednesday night?
Well, I think we should go at him really. 4-3-3. Why not?
Yeah, I agree.
Just show what we're about. You know. Yes, we haven't got Campbell, but just let's see some good football like we did at Luton because it worked then.
Yeah, true.
So in goal, Gunn, he's been solid.
He has been. Yeah.
No arguments there. Still don't get why he dropped Davies to the reserves. Still, I don't get that. And he put Davies
in for goalkeeper.
I
mean, we'll let Ethan go through all of his 11. Then we'll go to Jack, and then we'll go to what I'd go for.
So in goal, Gunn, right? Yeah. Then right back, there's only one man right now, so Tommy Smith.
Yeah.
Or else it would be Nathan Collins, but you know he's injured for the rest of the season. Then left back, Norrington Davies.
Yeah.
It's just a cracking player. 2 centre backs. I'd say Harry Souttar and James Chester. I don't feel like Danny Bart is the most comfortable player on the ball.
No.
And since James Chester's at international level player, he's got that experience at international level, so he'll feel more composed on the ball.
Yeah.
And that's what you need for defenders now.
Yeah, definitely.
For playing centre backs.
Yeah.
And it'll be a holding midfield. This one, I'd say, probably Mikel. Mikel's been decent.
Yeah, I agree.
Then 2 centre mids, Joe Allen and Clucas.
Okay.
Then left wing, McLean.
Yeah.
Then right wing, Jack Clark.
Yeah.
Cracking player. Then up front, Stephen Fletcher. And I've just missed one player out, I've just realised.
Go on.
Sod Clucas, Nick Powell, mate. Get him in.
I was gonna say.
What am I on about? Get him in, Nick Powell.
I was gonna say, right.
I forgot about him.
Oh.
Our prime Pele.
You can't forget about our prime Pele, Ethan. Come on.
I'm sorry, man.
I know.
That's my fault.
You know can you remember the last podcast where you said Mick McCarthy would be very pleased? Nick Powell would be very disappointed, Ethan. Don't forget about him.
I'm sorry.
Oh, right. Anyway, we'll go to Jack now for what he would have his side as for Wednesday night's game.
Okay, so I would have Davies in goal because he's been just given me a shock after his injury.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do 2 centre full-backs.
Yeah.
So 4-3-3. 2 centre backs, Harry Souttar and James Chester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right back, it's got to be Smith on it. Left back, Norrington Davies. So basically same as Ethan, except for Davies on the centre backs and stuff.
Yeah.
Cam. It's got to be Powell.
Yeah.
And then left centre mid, it's got to be Clucas.
Okay. Yeah.
I might as well do left wing. Left wing would have to be McLean, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then Johnny Obi McCall's right centre mid. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Even Fletcher. And
Right wing into it then. Left.
yeah, I don't know who put right wing. Brown, because he's got pace.
Okay. So
You've
for me,
forgot Jack Clark, mate. What? Jacob Brown, he ain't done now.
you know what? I was going to leave my opinions in my head and move on to my team. But Ethan cannot resist. He just has to call it out when he doesn't agree with it. Honestly. Right. Honestly, he'd be the type of guy.
Do you rate him, Jack?
No.
You don't rate Jack Clark?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh, bloody say.
Right. You know what?
About him.
Ethan would be the type of guy where, you know, he'd be the one person in the Sky Sports studio if he was working for Sky to just call Roy Keane a twat if he disagreed with him. He'd be the one guy to do that. Right. Anyway, so my team would be in goal, Angus Gunn. Left back, Norrington Davies. Right back, Tommy Smith. My two centre-backs would be Harry Suter and Chester, as long as everything's fine there and Chester is available. Because, like Ethan said, I completely agree with Ethan. Danny Batth, he's just not reliable enough on the ball. He looks really shaky, I think, every time he gets it. He almost looks like he doesn't want the ball. He just wants to get rid of it as soon as he gets it, which that's
play
something.
A long ball, yeah.
Which that's something you see at kids level football. You know, where they're scared to keep the ball, so they just want to get it away because there's too much pressure on them. So not to be too harsh.
Go for slide tackle me.
Well, that's a different matter. But yeah.
And Ethan.
And Ethan, we've seen those. Right. So my midfield, I'd have Joe Allen, Clucas, and Powell at Cam. So it'd be attacking midfield, 4-3-3, by the way. I agree with them two for formation, but I'd go more attacking. Just because I want to chuck the kitchen sink at this one. I want to get that goal difference up. Let's get some goals after a positive result. Let's just go for it. And then I'd say last 20 minutes, I'd go to a defensive three in midfield, take off, say, Powell or Clucas, either one, and put John Obi McCall on.
Fair enough, yeah.
And then... left wing, I'd have McLean, run at defenders, a decent pace. Just don't make him have to shoot, because honestly, his shooting is, wow. Right. But other than that, he's good for a winger, so I'd start McLean. Right wing, I'd have Clark. Unbelievable skill, great confidence, great composure. He's the same with Matondo in the sense that he'll take on players, but unlike Matondo, he actually beats his players as well. And that's not being harsh on Matondo. But that is just the case at the moment. And then up top, I would have Stephen Fletcher.
That's what.
Were you going to say something, Jack? Were you going to add something to that?
Yeah, that's what I like about McLean. He'll just take anybody on because he's just got the aggression and stuff. So
yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, the great thing about McLean is you could be 3-0 down, he'll still fight like it's 0-0. That's the thing. So I do like that about McLean. Right, so we're going to move on. I just thought this would be an interesting question because I saw today via, I believe it was Stoke City's Twitter, somewhere on Twitter anyway, that Benik Afobe had, within the last couple of days, spoke about him playing football since his ACL injury that he got. I believe he's been back playing for about 6 months now, he said. And what he said is, when you get an ACL, it takes ages to recover, as apparently his precise words. And I just thought, when he comes back, which it is a loan for the whole season, so that'll be summer. When he comes back in the summer, if you are the manager or whoever, just as a fan, when he comes back, do you keep him or do you sell him? We'll go to Ethan first.
Well, to be honest, I just keep him for now. It's better than Vokes, so
okay.
Anything's better than Vokes.
Well, yeah, I think honestly,
get him gone. Honestly,
I
about Benik Afobe, man. Get him gone.
Literally, yeah, I agree, mate. Honestly, sign one of us on a free, mate. It'd be better than Vokes, honestly. Mate, I've scored a goal in Sunday League when I'm a defender. That's more than Vokes right now. So, there you go. Right, so Jack, would you keep Afobe or would you just sell him?
I would sell him because because I wouldn't want to swap deal him or anything.
Yeah.
I'd want to get money for him, and then if it was up to me as well, I would sell Vokes as well, so we could get another really good striker for a backup or something like that.
Can I ask you a question before?
What?
What'd you say?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If you had a swap deal with Benik Afobe, though, does it matter say if it was a striker for a striker, for example, would you take?
Wait, I think I didn't quite hear what you said.
So, say if someone offered for a swap deal for Benik Afobe, and it was a striker the swap deal is with, would you take that?
So
another striker.
Like upgraded that one. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah.
But like, say if it was like, I don't know, a good player in good form for a club, maybe. They just you wouldn't see it happening though because they're in good form. But say if they were and stupidly just asked for a swap deal, for example.
Yeah, I'd take it.
Like Ivan Toney, for example. Like it would never happen though, let's be honest.
Well,
I'd take it if he was in good form and everything, and if
Okay.
Well, okay, yeah, so I think Ethan's just trying to test how much he would just ditch getting the cash in for the striker. And to be honest, I think if you did have Tony in the offer, please, just give it me now. Imagine. Right.
And he'll make it happen.
Honestly, the only time you'd see Brentford, honestly, the only time you'd see Brentford trying to do moves like that is if one day the owners decided to take some sort of substance that you're not allowed to take. Right. Right. Anyway, so I would say if it was me, to be honest with you, I actually completely agree with Jack. I'd try and get whatever I can for Vokes. It might not be a lot, but get him out the door because we're not going to use him. And I'd also take Afobe. Unfortunately, time's done here. Sell him off and use that money to get a striker. Now, if somebody said to me, because of our financial fair play issues, Stoke won't get a striker in the summer. Do you still keep him or do you sell him? At that point, I would keep him because if you sell him, the only backup is Vokes, and that isn't good enough. And Afobe is better than Vokes. So if we didn't get a striker in, I'd keep him. But if we've got the full intention of getting a striker in, we've actually got a couple lined up that realistically we could pull off, then get him out the door. But I will say, I do wish him the best of luck with getting back into football because I think he's had a rough period with certain... I think it was, not to go into too much detail about it, but I think it was the passing of his young daughter.
Personal problems,
personal issues. And then after that, he got struck with that injury as well. So I honestly wish Benik the best. Regardless of whether he stays or goes, I really hope he goes on to have a good career. Yeah, and I think that's another reason why I feel so happy for Mammy Juice right now. I feel like he had some personal issues when he was at Stoke. He could never kick on after that properly. And look at him now. If you go and look at the goals he's scoring almost every game. I've seen a goal that he scored from his last match. He's scoring on a regular right now, and he's having a great time. So fair play to him. But
just see a smile on his face, can't you?
Yeah, mate. That's the main thing. So, so I think that's everything for this preview show.
If you enjoyed it, just comment or like, because
and please subscribe.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, and
it's free.
if you like it,
if you hate Port Vale, come to this channel.
But if you like Port Vale, still subscribe to this channel. even though you won't like the content, some of it, because some of it's about Stoke, a team you hate, just subscribe anyway. Right? Trick your uncle who hasn't got his glasses on to go and subscribe, even though he's a massive Vale fan. It's a great laugh. Anyway, yeah, so also as well, if you've got any suggestions or anything that you want us to include in the next preview show or in the next podcast, which should come out on Sunday, by the way,
Also,
then
could I
leave it
just
in the
say
comments.
something?
Yeah, go on then, Jack.
Yes, if you want us to talk about like a different team, just an opinion on a different team, even the Premier, like any English leagues or anything like that, then yeah, tell us, or Europa League or Champions League, and we'll be able to answer them.
I mean, what I will add to that, to be fair, just before we go, is that obviously with the podcast, we are going to work very hard to try and, after we spoke about Stoke, broaden it out across teams. And I will say, I think I've spoke to this, I've spoke about this, that I think once, to do with competitions and Europa League and Champions League, I was thinking that we really start talking about those when it gets to like the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
I think that would be really nice to then really put a lot about that in. But yeah, so a lot of things said there. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it and you like Ethan just calling out people, having a moan at Jack for picking Jacob Brown over Clark, then share it to your friends. If you still share anymore.
When I next play out with Ethan, I'm going to get a snap out of that.
Right, well, just before Jack...
Sounds like a boy. Stop.
Just before we carry on talking about how much, apparently, Ethan is a bully to my cousin Jack, we should cut it off right here. So if you did enjoy, thank you for watching. It's been great. From me, Warren, I nearly forgot my own name then. From Ethan and Jack, we all hope you had a great time listening to this one, and we'll see you back for the next one. See you later, guys. In a bit.